Hi, I'm Tommy. I've been a tech here at Gibson for almost 11 years now. You've seen our videos before, how we service our trucks, inspect them bumper to bumper, everything that we do to make them right for you when you buy them. One thing you might not know that we did was we lift the trucks here as well. Right here we got a 2014 we're lifting. We're going to walk you through it step by step so you can see for peace of mind how it's done, what components are changed, just so you know where you're at with your new vehicle when you buy it. Some of the pieces we're going to change. We're going to change your coil spring, your shocks. We have to relocate the sway bar. Your steering angle needs to be dropped. All these components come in a lift kit. We're going to walk you through it. You'll see the difference in most of the components. Some of the components I have right here on the ground. This is your coil spring. Of course, they have to be taller to fill in the height gap. Also on this Dodge, with the radius arm suspension, this is your drop bracket for your radius arm. Where your factory would sit right up here, it's going to relocate it down to here. With a taller spring, that's going to give you most of your height difference in the front. So we'll get started on this. As we get more apart, where I can show you more pieces, we'll show you the difference in a lot more of the parts. All right, these are the tires we're mounting up for our 2014 2500 we're lifting. The two tires that we use the most are going to be your Toyos and your Nittos. From all the trucks we've lifted before and tires we replaced, we found these give us the best ride on our lifted trucks. They're nice and aggressive, give you a nice ride down the road. So we're going to go ahead, mount 4 of these up, balance them, and get them ready to go on our truck we're lifting. Also in the mounting and balancing process, we have to transfer our tire pressure monitors over to where you're reading your correct air pressure with the new tires and wheels on it. All right, now we're going to balance our 35-inch tires we're putting on our 2014 Ram. We're going to spin them. Our machine uses road force. It simulates the tires' weight and pressure on the road. So we'll get these balanced up and ready to go on our truck. Hey, part of what makes this balancer unique is that wheel coming in the back. It simulates road pressure. Not every shop has a road force. All right, we have the rear of our Dodge lifted now. Where your Dodge differs from your Ford and your Chevy, instead of a leaf spring suspension, you can see Dodge has a 4-link rear suspension. With a 4-link rear suspension, it needs a track bar to keep it stabilized from moving side to side. So to lift the rear of a Dodge, you have your taller spring seats, you reuse the factory springs, you relocate your track bar, which the mount is built into the spring seat, and you also incorporate your longer shocks and your longer sway links to keep your steering geometry to function the same in the rear. Start with, first and foremost, is going to be your coil springs. This is your stock coil spring. You can see the height difference in your lift kit. This is a component that's got to be changed. You also have your longer shocks, of course, stock versus the new. We also have to drop the steering down. As you can see, with the drop that's in your pitman arm, you got to relocate the steering down. On a Dodge, your tie rod mounts up top factory. With the drop in the pitman arm, it's going to relocate on the bottom. That's going to drop your steering to keep the same angles that it had factory. Dodge has a track bar on the front as well. This is a track bar bracket to relocate everything. Up here is where it would mount normally on a factory setup. So this is going to mount in where the factory does now, relocate it down to here to where you can get the drop in your suspension. Again, to keep it all at the same angles as factory. Your sway bar has to be relocated. These are the drop brackets to relocate your sway bar to where you can keep the stability in the front. And this kit even includes the longer bump stops. Since you're locating your differential down lower and your mounts for the bump stops are on the frame, longer bump stops will take up the difference in the amount of lift that you're putting in the truck. The two more common lifts that we use are Fabtech and ProComp. That's the two manufacturers whose lift designs bolt right in with very little modification, if any. By modification, some models you may have to drill a hole for an extra mount to relocate, like your drop brackets. But other than that, they bolt right in. We have no problem with warranty concerns on our lifts, no problems with the integrity of them. Okay, we finished our suspension lift on our 14 Dodge. Now it's time to go back through, double check everything. I'm gonna look over every single bolt on the lift, make sure everything's tight, nothing was missed. Show you as we go through here, some of the components I showed yesterday, the relocation of your sway bar. Your steering angle was all kept the same. This is your drop pitman arm. As you can see, factory, it mounts up top. We've relocated it to the bottom. Your track bar originally mounted up here. Now it's located down here. All your angles are the same as factory. So all that's left to do after I look it over is do our alignment, and we're ready for our road test, and the job's completed. All right, last step on our lift project. We got it set up to do the alignment. As you can see, doing anything with suspensions is gonna change your alignment. It is necessary every time you lift the truck to at least check it, but just about 10 times out of 10, it's gonna require an alignment. So we're gonna get this set up, done, road test it, and the truck's ready to go.